and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the Plunderlings Plunderstrong Captain BlacJak. Now, I've done a few Plunderlings. I picked a couple up. I picked one up, and then they're the cutest little toys. They're just fun. What toys should be. Fun, fun, fun. And they came out with new ones. Plunderstrongs and the Plunderlongs. Now, I haven't picked up any Plunderlongs. I've actually been holding off on ordering these from BBTS. But my journeys through New Jersey, I ran into a store, Chubsy Wubsy, and he had just gotten these in. He had like, I think 5 or 6 of them. And you know what? I just went with what I thought was the coolest one. They're pricey, $70, but there's just something about it, and I wanted to get one to review. And he did say that, I guess the owners said that they have magnets in the hands so they can actually hold up the Plunderlings. So right then I was like, I gotta get one. See if it actually does that. And then go from there. So anyway, here's the big box, and you can see the big face. And obviously this one is much bigger than the Plunderlings. And I will link some Plunderlings, at least one Plunderling video at the end of this. Top, you can see everything. Now you can see it better on the little Plunderlings because their box, just how it's set up, it's a little bit smaller, so everything's written smaller, but you don't really care. And there's everything that he comes with. Now, my question is, this is Captain BlacJak. You can see the little crosses there. Well, what do I do with Captain Teal? Does this mean he becomes a lieutenant? Is he just a lower captain? Because let's be honest, BlacJak has got to be the captain. And there's the feet on it. So anyway, let's take a look at this. You can kind of hear things kind of rattling around. It feels like they kind of popped out, but I'm not too worried because we're going to open this thing up. But anyway, I'm really excited about this. I'm going to see how it is. You can see the big burly figure. So anyway, let's stop looking at all of this. Take a look at this. But before we do, take a second. If you like the content that I'm giving you, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so anytime I do drop a Plunderlings, a Plunderstrong, or maybe a Plunderlong video, you'll be notified. So let's get to it right now. Alright, so I normally don't do an actual unboxing. I have it already unboxed. But since I've never opened one of these, and I know they're brand new, let's open it up. I'll show you exactly how I open it up, what I see. So if you pick up one of these, you want to see how it's packaged. And if there's any little tricks or anything you need to do, you know, this is what you can, you know, what you're looking at doing. So I'm gonna pop this thing off. So one little piece of tape there. And it looks like we can kind of just slide this out. And the one thing you do get with at least the Plunderlings, and here we get the Plunderstrongs, is these big ears. So there's the outside of the ears. And all you're going to do is you're going to plug them actually in right here. And what it does is it makes the box it makes the box an actual character. And I have my Plunderlongs or my Plunderlings over there. And here again, this is the Plunderstrongs. They give you this little saying on here, and it says, these toys were constructed and hand-painted with great care. Please carefully loosen the joints after unboxing. You may need to apply heat with a hairdryer. We hope playing with these brings you the same joy and happiness we felt while creating them. We are extremely grateful to the fans that brought this project to life. And for more information, visit us, plunderlings.com. I love that because it's pretty much telling you, listen, toys are fun. That's what they're meant to be. Have fun with this. Enjoy it. So, this is pretty much everything that you're going to get here. Here we have the hat. Now, I use some snips if people ever wonder. It is so much easier, especially when you're doing with like He-Man and stuff like this. So, I know a lot of people use scissors. People use razor blades. Just get yourself a pair of snips. At one time, they were called dikes, but unfortunately, that might mean the wrong thing and upset people. Look at, he stands right out of the bat. So anyway, the hat's right there. As I mentioned, the hat was kind of bouncing around. So here is everything else that you're going to get. Look at that big, giant cannon. A couple small hands. I wonder what that's for. That's interesting. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to pop everything out so we don't have to listen to the crunching and everything. But this is exactly how everything comes, and then we'll actually go over the figure. All right, so quickly I want to show you, I'm going to move the box, but see how the ears go? So it's meant to look like it's a Plunderstrong that's actually breaking out of his crate that he's been stored in. And there's the giant mouth and everything. Like I said, there's the feet at the bottom. It's just cool design for the box, especially if you keep stuff in the box. Now, got everything out. Here is our Captain BlacJak. He's got his jacket. Now, the only thing that I'm confused with, and if you know the reason for this, is they give you two Plunderling fists, but I'm not sure who they go to. They obviously don't go to this guy because his fists and his hands are absolutely huge. So I am not sure who these actually go to. It's kind of confusing to me. So we're definitely going to keep those to the side. The 3 Plunderlings that I have, these clearly will not match them. And they don't go to the Plunderstrongs because the Plunderstrongs all have gloves on. So, quickly, here's his giant cannon. And if I remember correctly, during the Kickstarter, you could have ordered accessory packs that would have like a cannon blast or some other different things. And I don't see that on BBTS, but this is a nice, hard, solid plastic, as you can kind of hear there. But it does look really nice. A lot of nice designs. This is something you would see at, let's say, Disney, or I don't want to say Universal. Universal seems, a lot of times, are kind of cheap stuff. But it looks like that. Real nice design. Nice paint. You got your wick. I think it's called the wick, right? The fuse, so you can just kind of ignite it, and boom. I can't believe I just said that. But that looks really nice. He's going to obviously be able to hold it, you would hope, with these hands. So let's move this over here. Get that out of the way. All right, so we got the 2 hands here. It's not really a fist, but it's a holding hand. You can see that wonderful paint on the fingernails, along with this one too. So I got the right hands. Which go over there. Then you got the jacket, which does look nice. It kind of reminds me of something Michael Jackson would have worn. Now, it does not fit on. It just goes over his shoulders. So you can use it with any of the Plunderstrongs that you have. Or hell, you could probably use it with any big, burly figure. Maybe you have Colossus and you want to make him wearing a jacket. Hell, maybe you have Goliath and you're like, hey, he doesn't need draped wings. He needs a jacket. It's got a patch on here. Again, nice, nice paintwork on it. Everything looks really nice. The tassels all run along. Again, it's just really going to set off this figure. And then here's his 2 extra head sculpts. So you got the big tongue there. No pupils, just black eyes. Multiple earrings that are running through. Now, every single mouth, every single face is probably going to be the exact same. They do tend to change the ears between a lot of the different figures. You can see here on the Fondling, he's got different ears than the Plunderling over here, and different ones than Drench over here. But it's all the exact same face, but they're able to pop in different ears. But it looks really good. No issues with any paint. Like the next head, and again, they say these are all hand painted, so take care with them. But this one looks good. Obviously, a snarl, a growling face. So that looks all nice there. And then we have the hat. So it's got the crosses on it, which look more like dog bones. But when you drop it, then no one can see it. But again, the paint looks really nice on it. All looks really good. Now, the one thing that you'll see here is there's the magnet. And it just magnetizes. And I wish other companies would do this. So, to me, that's awesome. We're going to grab Captain Teal here. Doesn't look like this is going to fit on his noggin. Matter of fact, they are polar opposites. So, I would actually say they are resisting each other, which should mean, yeah, look at that. They resist each other. So I don't know. Maybe someone can explain to me why they do that. I lost something too. What I lose? I don't know. But yeah, I lost the hat. Well, here it is. That's kind of weird. So the magnets are polar opposites. Oh well. We're gonna mess around with that in a bit. Let's get to the actual figure. Now, they did say you might have to heat this up. So before we do that, let's take our time and see if we can articulate it easily. So, head looks up and down. Not a huge range of motion, but does move back and forth. And the head should pop off real easily. You can see the magnet inside there. So, we're going to do, let's pop this head on here. All right. Arms lift up. Now, they are not pinless, as you can tell here. They do have a ratcheting system. I can feel, at least it feels like it has a ratcheting system. Hands move back and forth. So I'm not having to heat anything up. It has been sitting in my house for quite some time. I mean, I've been home for a few days. So it feels like a ratcheting system, but sometimes it's hard to tell since they do talk about it being, heating it up. The legs feel a little, so you get your Jean-Claude, and they do feel like they're kind of loose. That does worry me for sure. He shifts back and forth. He has, look at this, he has an abdominal crunch, but it's more of a chest crunch. So he does move up and down. That's interesting. Let's see the knees. Yeah, this must have some sort of ratcheting system. It just feels when it shifts back and forth. So knees move up and down. Again, no heat has been applied yet. And of course, this one doesn't seem to want, oh, there we go. Yeah, you can kind of see the ratcheting system right there, which is perfectly fine. And get the feet. They articulate up and down. Sorry about this, but, this is my first time dealing with it. So I just want to kind of give you guys an idea, if you're going to spend $70 on an action figure, what you're going to get, and when you open it up, what you should do. Now, again, if you feel you need to just go ahead and drop it in some hot water or heat it up right away, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. So many people have an issue thinking we shouldn't have to do that. That's not true. So there's the hat. It fits on them. Now, I don't know why they don't articulate and how why they can't use the other hats. But so the thing that was told to me is in their hands they have magnets. And I mean, if they do, I don't know what they're talking about, because that was nothing that was ever brought up to me, or nothing that I saw. But they definitely don't hold them, so I'm not sure what he was talking about. Maybe he misunderstood something. He was saying that he actually watched them pick them up and hold it up, but I'm not seeing that. That's what I was actually kind of excited. That's what I was extremely excited for. But there's no magnet in there, and if there is, it doesn't work. So I guess there won't be any holding up the Plunderlings, which was what I was extremely hopeful for. Matter of fact, I told a whole bunch of people that that's what I was told that it does, and yet I don't see that as an actual option. So that's disappointing. But again, that's what I was told by somebody. Watch, I'm going to continue to do this. Like, hey, maybe it will start working now. Like, Did I have it at the wrong spot? Is he not holding it? I mean, the hand almost looks like it's supposed to. All right, so if you're watching it and you're going, why are you even doing that? I was told that that's what that's meant to do. Unfortunately, I don't see that as any type of option. So whoever told me that, I would say they were definitely misinformed on that. So this guy is a big, bulky figure. You see him next to a G.I. Joe. He does sit much taller. Even if we take that off, and he's still wearing his helmet, so he's a good ½ inch taller. Obviously, much thicker than a classified figure or any other type of figure that you're going to get. Next to a NECA figure, they are roughly the same height, and NECA figures are supposed to be 7-inch figures. So, Ash back over here. All right, so I guess now we got to kind of throw his hands on. And this is where you might want to heat it up. I'm definitely having an issue. There we go. So pop a new hand in here. So I'm not really sure why I have this big open hand. I was hoping the open hand was, again, like I said, I was told that holds a magnet inside of it, but I was told wrong. Either way, I was going to buy one. That was just the kind of pushing me like, all right, I'll get it right now. But hey, who knows? Here's how his jacket kind of sits on him. I told you, these very loose. Like, this is disappointing. Like, his waist joints, his leg joints, whatever you want to call them, being as loose as they are, really bother me because you can see he just kind of collapses. Everything else is extremely tight, but he has so much bulk on him. I'm not sure how well he's going to stand. So there he goes. We'll take the big cannon here. And I have a feeling this one's going to be very difficult to, maybe. Fits in there real easy. Okay, I guess it's not hard at all. His arms are just absolutely huge. See how I'm very disappointed in this right here. This is bothering me. Like, his legs just want to continue to collapse. I know we've had issues, or I've had issues with some other bigger figures that do the same thing, but they just want to pretty much go right down into the Russian splits, and that's not good for how big and bulky he is. Now, I'm not saying that he can't stand up properly, but if I'm trying to get him into a pose, I'm going to fight with it. And as you can see, I'm fighting just to get this thing to stay on there, because it's nice that these aren't too tight, but unfortunately, they tend to not be tight enough. So quickly, let's look at his belt before I fight with this anymore. Belt looks nice. It's different. And then he's got his short shorts on. All right. So far, I am not giving this an A like I would have given most of the Plunderlings, because I just think that they're super cool, especially for $70. So, everything just, I don't know. I'm not happy with it. I mean, I think it's really cool, but when I try and pose him, I think I'm going to spend a lot of time to get him into one specific position that I like. So, he also does come with these. Now, what this is, these are things that plug into their backs, like this. So, into, I don't know if he has any back. Oh, yeah, so you can plug them into here. This here is actually supposed to hold up. They're going to hook into that. So that's actually going to hold his cannon on his back if you wanted to. These things are a real pain to get in for the most part. And I'm not going to have him carry it on his back. So, I don't know what else there is to show you. I'm highly disappointed in this, to be honest. Design-wise, it looked good until I started trying to pose it. And I'm just like, I'd rather just be a statue or be, 8 or 9 points of articulation. Now you're giving me a whole bunch and it just isn't working out. So I guess we'll wrap it up and give you my thoughts on it. All right, final first thought on this Plunderstrong is one word: disappointing. I mean, he looks really good when you have him in one position, but don't think you're going to do many positions with him holding the giant cannon and having his jacket on, because once you move the arms outward, the jacket falls off. The hands don't hold the cannon properly. They continue to fall off. His legs, as I pointed out, are super loose. I'm not understanding why there are 2 Plunderling fists on here. I don't know why the hat uses different magnets where it's actually polar opposite. And for $70, I feel like I kind of wasted my money. And I don't like to say stuff like that, but again, I can't expect someone to spend $70 on something like this. But there it is. Your choice. Get it if you want. Alright, so that's my review of Plunderstrong Captain Jack. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I spent $70 on it. I was super excited. And that excitement just really faded quickly. I can't see myself buying another Plunderstrong, as good as they look, but the issue with the legs, they constantly wants to go down in the splits. And again, I don't want something that's super stiff, but a little bit stiffer. But he can't even hold the cannon properly. I just feel like that was a design flaw. Maybe the cannon could have been done smaller. I don't know. I'm not a designer. And I love the Plunderlings, but for something like this, and this is why I do reviews like this. So someone who's on the fence about spending $70 on a figure, I took the gamble. I took the plunge. And unfortunately, I feel like I kind of got ripped off on it. I don't know. I mean, it'll sit back here. It looks cool. It's better than like the Super 7 Ultimates that I bought. But that's not a mark I think that you should strive to get above. You should just be above that. So it's up to you if you really like them. I will say this, it makes me not really want to order the Plunderlong, and I'll probably hold back and wait before I order one, maybe when I find it on sale on BBTS or something like that. But it's up to you guys, man. Plunderstrongs, they look really wonderful. The aspect of them is nice. I mean, I think the company is trying to do the best, but I think that this was a big fail. Maybe the figure's just too big. Maybe they need to stick with the smaller figures. So anyway, that's it. Before I leave, if you're on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, A Punk with Toys, Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. And last but not least, if you like the content that I've been giving you, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, so you're notified every time I do drop a G.I. Joe video. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to leave a Plunderling review up here, and then the playlist to the rest of the Plunderlings that I've done. Have a wonderful day.